Welcome everyone to Skull Key Esports. I have Zirkle in the booth with me tonight. We're here for the Beef Jerky Unlimited Series from G.O.A.T Racing for the first playoff race of the season. Regular season down. We have our 12 set for the first round of the playoffs. We're going to be at Talladega here to start. Probably a little bit of chaos. What do you think, Zirkle?
Oh, I'm thinking there's going to be plenty of chaos here. I mean, what a track to start the playoffs in at Talladega. 3 wide. You can go 5 wide here. This is so wide here at this track. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. And y'all are going to have a blast, I can tell you now.
Let's take a look at our grid. John Higman Jr. is going to get the pole tonight in the number 60 with a lap of 54.175. Mike Montesi to the outside of row 1. Joseph Grijalva is going to be inside of row 2 with Ricky Udding to his outside.
Yeah, you got Cameron Duro in the 5th place here. Glenn Campbell with 6th. Bud Shears in 7th. And Philip Schmitz is rounding out your top 8.
Row 5, we're going to have Dakota Kramer. He's back. We're going to have Samuel Harrell to the outside of row 5. Jeff Ramsdale inside row 6 with Cody Sturgill to his outside.
And you got let's see, Ryan Cook there in 13th, 14th, Brandon Burkhart. Ron Walsh, your leader right now in the playoffs, is 15th. Maurice Burnett in 16th.
17th, we're going to have Aaron Jackson with Charles Van Scoik outside of row 9. Jorge Rincon in the 19th starting position with Richard Crane alongside David Scott. Going to come in 21st, and Tyler Willard will bring up the rear here at Talladega, but it doesn't really matter where you start this race at. Race info for today, again, Talladega Super Speedway, track length 2.65 miles. Temperature on the track right now is 85 degrees. It's going to be 76 degrees outside temperature, 38 degrees humidity, partly cloudy with 6-mile-per-hour wind. They are going to run 70 laps. Stage 1 will end at lap 15. Stage 2 will end at lap 35. 2 extra sets of tires in the pits, 50% fuel. And 1 green, white, checkered if needed. And that is your AdminBoxx race info. One other thing I would like to take a look at real quick before they take the green is going to be your playoff points here. So Ron Walsh, as mentioned, is your leader right now. Aaron Jackson in 2nd. And then you got Burkhart, Udding, Van Scoik, Ramsdale, Shearer, Reynolds right there on the cut line, 3 ahead. And then currently below the cut line, all tied there with no playoff points, Sammy Harrell, Maurice Burnett, Philip Schmitz, and Richard Crane. And you're also going to see on your tower, your drivers in red are the drivers that unfortunately did not make the playoffs. So they've got that sponsor, Beef Jerky Unlimited, that red. And then the numbers in yellow are going to be your playoff drivers that will turn green if they clinch themselves in. Zirkle, take us to the green.
Gonna be a long road here. Got to go all the way around the front stretch here. Just as soon as they start rounding this front stretch is when they'll get the green flag. Waiting. Green flag. We are racing here at Talladega in the Beef Jerky Unlimited Xfinity Series here at G.O.A.T Racing. Getting a nice push there by Ricky Udding. 47's trying to push the 60 back up there, but they closed the door on him. It takes a lap and a half to get full speed of these cars to get the full effect of the draft. But once they do, you're going to see them 3, 4 wide. As the 60 takes a shot on the outside, get around here, trying to get on the outside of Ricky Udding. 47 Pulls up to the front bumper of the 55 to see if he can do anything here. Fantastic. Ricky Edding is your top two here. Man, gotta love that view here. The beautiful scenes of Talladega. This wide, long track. Better be careful. He's been blinking pretty quick, pretty good.
Riding along now with the number 60 of John Hickman Jr. He's going to try to lead that outside row up ahead of the pack, see if he can get the lead, maybe jump down, or if he'll stay to that outside, because it can be faster as long as you got the right people connected up there. And he's got Glenn Campbell, right behind him, shoving him as much as he can. That bottom line's going to prevail through the corner a lot of times, but as soon as you hit those front and back stretch, that top row comes alive. I do have to look at one thing, so I want everybody else to see this, if I can remember which one it is. I just love this racing suit.
Yeah, we just found that one out today.
By
just
accident.
By happenstance, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
That is Charles Van Scoik in the number 23 Wheaties car today. First time in a while. I haven't seen him in the SpongeBob car, but still rocking the SpongeBob suit. You can see he's got a tie on as well, so he came to race. Out front, Ricky Udding in the second spot of that bottom line. Bottom line still maintaining the lead by a very small margin. Wow. We're gonna let that one go. That nice Dr. Yeah, that very nice Dr. Disrespect car to the outside, trying still to get that lead with Campbell behind. Schmitz right behind them. They just need Schmitz to get up in the bubble of that 55 to help give a little bit more of a shove, and they might be able to get that top lane out front.
There's two different types of strategies here. Actually, there's three. But, that one comes down close to the end of the race. But the first strategy is either go hard and get up to the front and stay up front, or conserve, go to the back, ride it out until the end of the race. And I believe Schmitz is trying to kind of just save it a little bit. He's not getting in that bubble of the 55. He's not getting aggressive, but as you see him going right under the 50, under the 60 there. But there's two strategies. You either take it up front or you go to the back and ride it out.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a handful of drivers there staying in the back. But one thing I do want to point out, Richard Holland, thank you for the like on the stream. Signature Esports, thank you for liking the stream. H. Zirkle out there in chat with the hello. Richard Holland, going to be a good one today. Have a good broadcast, guys, and good luck to all the drivers. Yes, good luck to all the drivers, and we will have the best broadcast we can. Signature Esports out there in chat with the get it, laughing at the SpongeBob suit. And yes, I agree, Rich. Nice and calm so far.
Just messed it up, but it wasn't us, the commentators, so just want to let you know.
For once, it's not on us.
And of course, as he says that, here they go 3 wide here at the top of the front here. First 2 rows, 3 wide, then 2 wide behind them.
I'm honestly surprised that it took this long for this to happen, as these drivers are going to start making moves about halfway through stage 1, and we're going to be 3 wide here.
3 wide is comfortable here. And yes, I said comfortable because it is such a wide track. You do this at Daytona, you are right next to each other, and you have to have the discipline as a driver to stay right next to the other one and have the respect for the other driver, and the driver has to have the respect for you to stay in their line. But here, you just follow the dotted lines out there, and you got enough room.
Yes, that is very true. Let's go, Grijalva. Thank you, Joe, for joining chat. El Paso is watching. Go Army. Grijalva's running a very good race so far. He's up to second spot, pushing Montesi out there to the lead. Holding off the outside and the middle lane right now. I expect to see Grijalva do pretty good here in this Talladega race. I know he's a good restrictor plate racer. 2 car and 11 are hanging in there on the high side with 2 cars. Yeah, they are. They're definitely hanging very, very well up top. They're getting a little bit more help trying to come up behind them now, but they're still doing this alone. And they're 3 cars deep now to the bottom row, but they're starting to line up. So I expect to see that top row here in the next couple laps. That might be the line that prevails here.
Yeah, that top line, you can get it running. You get some really good cars up there. You get a lot of momentum coming off the corners. Into the corner, the bottom line prevails, but out of the corner, they do get a nice little push throughout the front stretch and the back stretch there as well.
It ain't called no more, Rich. That's because of your fault. You mentioned it. You made me say it on stream, and now look at him.
Yeah, just started with 2 rows of 3, and now guess what?
Just a couple different looks of all the drivers here throughout different points of the pack. This is Van Scoik following Ron Walsh right now. And just think about this. He's right behind Ron Walsh, but they're about 3 spots separated because of this 3 wide. This is Higman in the middle row right now. Second car. You can see all 3 lanes coming pretty even now. He's got Grijalva to his inside. And outside of him is going to be Udding. And the 21, I believe, is still the pusher for him. That's Cameron Dario. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, liking the stream. Again, we are live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube if you're out there. Thank you for all the support that everybody gives, the likes, the shares, the subs, follows, all that good stuff. Much appreciated, and we're just here to try to put on the best show we can for you. As we look at this 3 wide field all the way through, I mean, that's 6, 7 rows, 3 wide, holding her steady. Clean racing so far. And it's been fun to watch. Zirkle, who's your pick for stage 1 here?
Do you have a hat?
I have the same feeling. I don't even know where to go with this.
Because you can literally put everybody's name on a little sheet of paper, get a hat, draw it out, and you might actually win this. But I don't know, man. I like the 55. I like Ricky Udding here, but and the 14 is showing some major strength, but
yeah,
I don't know.
The only thing with Ricky Udding being in the lead right now is he came from that top row against the wall. So is Campbell going to be able to get that line going and try to get ahead of Ricky himself from that top lane? He's got Ron Walsh and Charles Van Scoik, who are going to be 2 really good pushers behind him, both very fast cars, and then Rich Crane and David Scott. So we'll see if this top line can put it together here and try to push back up as they're about 3 cars deep up there now. The middle lane looking very good with Montesi up there now as he jumped out of the bottom. Ooh, Grijalva gets loose there in the tri-ovals, gathers it up. He's still good to go. He's got it.
Yeah, they're getting racy and they're wanting these points, and you can tell that these guys want the stage points because you have Ricky Udding in 4th. He's wanting his stage points. He needs to get there. Bud Shearer, he's on a move. I mean, you got Aaron Jackson that's trying to get up there. Sammy Harrell. I mean, some of these guys up here that are lower end of the point standings right now are they're wanting to get some points here.
Not sure what happened to Bud. I see it 6 laps down.
I don't know either, but I just heard from Ron Walsh. He's starting to get hot out there, so you can run behind these guys and push as long as you want, but your engine's going to give, and you got to get some air to that engine.
That's the only issue that I see you running 3 wide is there's nowhere to go out and get that nose and clean air. You're running 2 wide. You've got room to move out from that car behind you for a second, but now, I mean, just think if you're in the middle, you try to go low to get some clean air. The car below you moves up. The car above you moves down. It's just not a good situation, but this is the final lap of the stage, and they're coming out of turn 4, so they'll be able to cool these cars off shortly. But Ricky Udding trying to hold off the 14 to the line, but will the 14 get him here with a push from the 55? And the 14 is going to take stage 1. Ricky Udding may have even fell to 3rd there. Oh, they're wrecking after the caution's out.
Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, no.
We will try to go back here and see if we can see what happened there after the caution came out. Burkhart dives low. The Red Bull car, the 19 of Willard. I don't know if he got touched there. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see if we can rewind it here. We'll get the... see if we can get the bar chase out here. So Willard's just kind of riding here to get to the end of the stage. Caution comes out now. 24 gets him. Netcode.
Netcode.
Netcode, netcode, netcode. A wreck that should not have happened. Nobody's fault.
Yeah, and it sucks for the 97 there.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Ramsdale there. Just trying to, you know, slow her down. Get out of the gas. Caution's out. And then netcode just causes some chaos. That is the wonders of internet racing, folks. Alrighty. These drivers are making their way around to the pace car. We should see pit road open up here shortly as soon as they get bunched up into the pace car here. Your stage 1 winner once again, though, Mike Montesi in the number 14.
And I'm glad I picked the 14 because I knew he was going to take that stage.
I had a good idea that one of the top 2 lanes was probably going to get the extra shove and was going to, you know, get out front and get that stage, but you just never know.
I mean, I just picked all 3 lanes and whoever was going to be able to drive it. So, hey, you know.
We see everybody coming down pit road. I'm sure we'll see no tires here because tires don't play a huge factor, so that car just starts wiggling around on you here at Talladega. Probably be fuel and go. 14's going to take right sides. Oh. Couple cars up front actually are taking their tires. Ricky Udding, fuel only, and he's out. Some right sides for the 14. We are under caution, folks, but it is not for a wreck. It was the end of stage 1. Mike Montesi was your stage 1 winner. Ricky Udding almost had it coming to the line, but the middle lane got him on the bottom there. But Ricky Udding is going to come out of the pits first, and he's going to take that lead back going into stage 2 here.
I'd watch this Ricky Udding and Montesi duo again, because they're gonna. It seemed like they were working pretty well together there in that first stage. That 60 car though, he was on a rail with that 55 as well. So you've got some contenders here, some duos that are showing themselves early here, but who in the back is gonna, I don't know, surprise us? You know, you never know this Ramsdale, unless he didn't use his fast repair and he's just waiting on some of these repairs and things. Unfortunate for him.
Looks like he's saving that fast repair for later in the race. That's going to be unfortunate. We've got a couple playoff drivers here in this first stage already of this first playoff race that are having some issues. Just a reminder of the points here up on screen now. 2 of your drivers there, Bud Shearer, who's currently sitting in 7th. We see him 5 laps down now as he got the lucky dog there at the end of the stage. And then, where's he at? Jeff Ramsdale, who's right ahead of him in 6th, just was collected in the unfortunate net code there. So that's gonna hurt him. No stage points there in stage 1, none for Bud as well. And a lot of these other drivers, 5 or 6 of them, got some playoff points. So we'll hope that they can make some ground up. We'll see if Bud can try to make his way back onto the lead lap if there's cautions. Hopefully not. Hopefully we continue to see the green flag clean racing that we've had so far, but we know Bud wants the cautions.
Yeah, and I have a feeling later on in this race, Bud might get those cautions, but with 5 down, he's going to need them early if he's going to try to get back in this thing.
The field is back to double file. The lights are off on the pace car. So we're going to start this mayhem here at Talladega once again. We're going to go to the end of lap 35. So we will see how long it takes these drivers to get back to 3 wide and put on a show like they were before.
You think it's going to take 7 laps for them to start messing around with that, or are they going to go now?
I think they'll run double file for a little bit, and I don't know why that's opening on my screen. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know what's happening. Technical difficulties. Wouldn't be a stream without it.
Oh, you know, just playing some Call of Duty on the side.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. All right, the pace car is making the left-hand turn onto pit road. We're going to fire these things back up, and we are going to get that green flag here as they enter the Geico restart zone. And we are green flag for stage 2 here at Talladega in the playoffs for the Beef Jerky Unlimited. Ricky Udding on that bottom lane's getting a good push out front there from the 60 of Higman. Glenn Campbell right behind in the Purina 21. I'm sorry, that's Dario. 55 of Campbell's on the outside. And he is giving the push to Montesi once again as they're looking to make that middle lane work. Grijalva now off the bottom up in that middle lane with those 2 drivers. Looking to see if he can make a run of sorts. And the 83 of Burkhart following closely behind, another playoff driver there. We know that Burkhart is a strong runner here on the super speedways, and he is one driver that will always look to make it 3 wide. He wants to get to the front, and he will do it cleanly. He is a good driver here, holding his line. He's a good pusher. He's a good car to be pushed, so it's definitely a car I'd want to be around on track here on Talladega.
Yeah, and he loves being there on the outside of these things. He wants to get if he's on the inside, he wants the outside right now, and that's where he's wanting. And look at that, Bud Shear right behind him. See if he can get a good push here. Maybe get one of his laps back the hard way.
Looks like that middle lane's going to start to break apart. Some of the drivers jump to the bottom of the track or start falling back. We're definitely not seeing the entire pack stay up front like we did last time. We got about 4 drivers that are off the lead pack here, and then you've got kind of a middle pack because they've got, 6-7 car lengths from them to the car in front of them. Rich out there in chat once again. I think most drivers will play nice again for stage 2. I agree. It's going to be those last 35 laps of stage 3, the final stage, where we're going to see tensions. They're going to get high. Tempers might start to flare, or they could continue to play nice. We just don't know till we get there. Montesi drops to the bottom, leaves Campbell up top. He's going to get in front of the 2, take over the lead.
Yeah, here comes that duo there of the 55. But he's got the 83 behind him this time. Let's see what they can do. Burkhart's a very good pusher, like you said. See if he's going to put him up to the front.
I have no doubt in my mind, as long as that 55 holds the line, lets that 83 push, they'll be up there in no time.
Great camera shots here.
See, the 47 has made his way back to the bottom. Currently following behind Dario. Couple of drivers that know each other very well, and they're going to look to work together any opportunity that they get. If I had to guess, and I think they're 2 drivers we could see up front towards the end, looking to take that win away from a playoff driver.
Yeah, for sure. And I would definitely not be sleeping on that 23 of Charles Van Scoik and that Ryan Walsh. I would definitely not be sleeping on those 2. Sorry, Ron Walsh, my bad. Give him a new name.
Yeah. There is Ron Walsh with 6 wins here currently. Teammate Aaron Jackson, as you mentioned, to his bottom side there. Jackson was your regular season champion. He got himself those 15 extra playoff points, which were huge moving into round 1 here. Especially when track number 1 is Talladega.
Yeah, but he's got to be a little bitter, even though getting the regular season championship, getting those 15 points, he's still second to Ron Walsh. 2037 coming into this race is Ron Walsh, and 2028 is Aaron Jackson behind that. That is 9 points separating those 2 drivers. So he's a little bitter, even though being the regular season champ and getting those 15 points.
You just got to think he's got 47 playoff points and didn't win the regular season championship. That means he won 6 races and 17 stages.
That's just astronomical. And man, he was definitely putting a clinic on those races that we were bringing to you guys, the fans. And it just shows how good of a driver he is, and how good of driver Aaron Jackson is. As we see Burkhart still pushing the 55, and he's getting all loosey behind there.
9 to go, 8 to go now in the stage. Still double file. I give it about 4 more laps, and we're going to have a top line formed.
Oh, for sure. But Burkhart, you can tell, you can see.
Oh,
there, there he goes.
It took a turn, not 4 laps. Will anybody dive below the 55 and try to help him out, though? Or are they just going to let him fall back like a rock?
I think he's just going to fall. I was going to say, you can see that Burkhart was wearing out the right side of the rear bumper of that 55. That's where you want to put.
Oh, big shove!
There it goes. Oh,
big shove to his teammate, the 2, and it gets him out. Van Scoik in the grass.
And we see the big one. Wow, that's a lot of drivers in the... Oh my goodness. Charles Van Scoik, Ricky Udding.
Oh man, let's see if we can dissect this one. I just saw somebody flipping, I'm pretty sure.
Bud Shear was in that. A lot of playoff drivers are in this race. They're in this wreck.
Huge run. Oh. So, just to start things off here, the issue was the 2 fell. Where did he come out of line? So the 2's going to come out from the bottom here, and I'm going to follow along with Bud, because Bud is pushing that 83. The 2's run is dead here. The 83, a big run, and nowhere to go because he's getting shoved by Bud, and that just starts the chaos. We see Grijalva involved, Maurice involved, Scott involved, Sturgill, Cook, Van Scoik. Oh man, Ricky's still up there hitting the wall. That's
a lot of drivers. Oh,
that's a big one. That's a big one, and there was a handful of playoff drivers involved. Bud involved. He's not going to get a lucky dog now. He's going to stay 5 laps down. So the caution that he needed for a lucky dog, he's unfortunately involved in. So he will stay 5 laps down. And there was just nothing Burkhart could do there because he had such a run on the 2, and he's getting shoved by the 93, who probably couldn't even see the 2 car. And that's just that's a product of super speedway racing there, because the 2 got out of line on the bottom, run died, 83, 93. They were hauling and just nowhere to go. Top 7 currently have stayed out on track, starting with Van Scoik, first one coming off pit road, getting some damage repaired, saving that fast repair. We're going to see a couple new cars here. Fast repairs had to be taken. Grijalva, fast repair taken. Brand new car. 43 got damage fixed. I didn't even see Harrell involved in that one, but he was also involved. That's a playoff driver. So
Bam,
just
hit you with the prime. Chris in the chat and Twitch. Thank you.
Just to kind of consider what we just saw here with this accident. 8 of your playoff drivers were on pit road repairing damage out of 12.
And I was say there's 12, right? That's almost everybody there, man. Yeah, the thing is with Burkhart is he had that run from Bud Shear. Bud Shear can't see anything. The next time we go green here, if you can go in the cockpit of the pusher, you can see what Bud Shear was seeing. He's pushing Burkhart. He wants him to get out in the front. He doesn't see Ricky Udding in front of Burkhart. Burkhart can't just move down or can't move up, just in a sudden glimpse. Because if he does that, he's going to get turned by Bud Shear because he's pushing Burkhart. So either way, there's going to be a wreck. So Burkhart had to figure something out, and I think honestly the best move for him to do, even though it caused this huge wreck, was to get in the back of the 2. I mean, for him, he didn't get much damage other than the front end damage and possibly rear end damage. You can tell, as you can see, but if he would have went low, if he would have went high, Bud Shear was going to get a wrong push or a wrong bump to that 83, sent the 83 low, sent the 83 high, whichever, you still would have had a big one either way. So in Burkhardt's eyes, he says, you know what, I'm just going to take it. Hopefully it doesn't do as much damage as I think it's going to do. But at that point, you're just hoping and praying.
Yeah, Chris out there, Bam He with the Prime, as you mentioned. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Love the support.
Tell all your friends, tell your family members. And you know what? Hold on real quick before we go green, because I know we're doubling up here. Do you know what tomorrow is?
Veterans Day.
We have got to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from G.O.A.T Racing, Beef Jerky Unlimited, from me and Nate here at Skull Key Esports. Thank you so much to our veterans at home, abroad, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for your dedication to this country, and thank you for serving this country.
Agreed. I back everything he said. One big one I gotta thank as well is my wife, who has been deployed for over a year now, and I will finally get to see her soon. So I know things can be tough when you have family members in the military. So thank you for everything you sacrifice, and thank you for everything that you do. And yeah, just thank you.
I mean, there's not much words we really can say other than thank you for all the service that anybody does here, men and women. We're at whatever branch you're in. I mean, words can't describe the way we feel and how you guys help this country out. And if I may, real quick, I want to shout out my father as well. He is an Air Force veteran. Thank you for your support and for giving all that you had back when you were in service for this country as well.
All right, the pace car has made the hard left turn onto pit road. The cars are double file. Aaron Jackson is who we're going to ride along with for this green flag restart. We're going to have 5 to go in the stage. She's following Cam Dario, who currently is pushing Montesi. Hagman Jr. out to the outside, with Burkhardt behind on the top. And as Zirkle talked about, once we get closer up here, this group gets formed together. You'll be able to see, as the pusher, the very small visibility that you have most of the time.
Even with that shot right there, Nate, 3 or 4 car lengths ahead of them, you can't tell if there's a car in front of that other one. Granted, you can tell by your positioning and your spotter, but those are people above and outside of your car. When you're inside of that car, the one thing that's on your mind is go forward. That's it. Doesn't matter what else is going on. You rely on your spotter and you rely on your instincts to get around this track and to make the moves that you make. As we see Ricky Udding getting up here behind the 55. Samuel Harold here behind Aaron Jackson. Which, by the way, the bottom left, it kills me every time. My driving scares me too. It would here, definitely. Sturgill trying to figure out what line he wants to get into. Ron Walsh going to the outside of here, Scott.
Coming to the line, 3 to go in the stage. What is gonna happen up front? Can Montesi take both stages and sweep it? Or are we gonna have a different stage 2 winner with Burkhart here on the outside? Are they gonna go 3 wide? We're gonna stay double file. What do we have in store? Van Scoik currently down 1 lap. He's running back here with Ryan Cook, who is still on the lead lap. But 2 drivers here just staying out of trouble. Van Scoik can get that lucky dog once the stage caution comes out.
Pits are closed this time, so they will not be able to do anything to their cars.
Two to go in the stage. Montesi still out front. 83 of Burkhart leading the middle line right now. And we have the 43 look to make a move to the outside, but he's going to dive back in line. Ron Walsh looking to make a move to the outside here. See if anybody in front of him jumps up. I would expect the 12 and possibly the 83 teammates, all 3 of them.
That 12 is all over the place.
Yeah, he's got some right rear damage, and I'm sure that's not helping the car handle well at all. Can't imagine damage is going to help there running in the middle, especially when you start to get that little tunnel effect from the wind and the air.
Oh, outside. Just one outside. That must be the 24 of Sturgill. He's going to see if he can get some extra spots here before the end of the stage.
On the back stretch for the final time of stage 2.
He's going to break out.
Aaron Jackson trying to give as much push to the 83 as he can. Oh, they're going to get separated a little bit. That's going to let Montesi get out front. Will he look to move up and block? He will not. The 83 is going to get an edge here on the outside to the
43.
Montesi to the line. Stage 2 winner. He's going to sweep the stages here at Talladega.
Man, what a drive to the line. And once again, Nate, your lucky dog is going to be Charles Van Scoik, not Bud Shear.
Yep, Van Scoik was 1 lap down there. I think at that point this might get Bud stuck. Yes, sir. Well said to all military men and women. I sure miss my son Grijalva, but sure helps me to watch him in racing. Go Army. I'm glad that we can help with that and bring this race to you to be able to see him on track. I know it's not quite the same as being around him in person. I know that it's tough, but every little bit helps, right? And I'm glad that we could help with that and bring the broadcast to you so that you can at least see him on track, and we'll see what kind of finish he can get here. We know he's a good racer on the super speedways, and I think he'll be up there at the end. But you know what it's time for now? Pit stops.
E-Circle out there. Hey, baby boy and Nate. Hello, mother. Nice of you to join us. Did you just join, or were you watching just carefully and...
Pit road should be open here. I would imagine we'll see the entire field down here for fuel. There goes the pace car. And everybody following Montesi on to pit road. Except for your lucky dog. He's got to go around.
Fire Shark Fang raiding with a party of 1. Thank you for raid.
Fire Shark Fang, thank you so much for the raid. GG's out there. Hope you're having a great night, Fire Shark. It's been a ton of fun here in the Talladega for the G.O.A.T Racing Beef Jerky Unlimited. Oh, doing some shopping with your wife. Uh-oh, Zirkle. Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord, it's online shopping, and God knows what all's getting bought. Hey, I'm gonna give you one little tip here. If you can find a nice GPU 3060, go ahead and buy it since you're already on there for me. But anyway,
Oh,
on back
boy.
to the racing here. Got Montesi as the leader here off the pits. Thoreau second, I guess is how you say his last name.
Dario.
Hickman third. Dario, my bad. I'm sorry. Good Lord.
Just helping. Just helping.
Hey. No, that's fine. I appreciate it. Ricky Edding is fourth. Campbell's fifth. Jorge Rincon. Man, I love that name. I just love that name. Is sixth. Kramer seventh. Grajava is eighth. See, I can get. Why? How could I get that name, but I can't get the Thoreau? Anyway, Harold looks like he just went down to ninth, and Sturgill rounds out your top 10.
One big thing I do want to point out here is we get back to the green flag here in the final stage. I know it doesn't necessarily matter because we are at Talladega and these drivers can get positions in a lap. But we only have 2 drivers that are in the playoffs currently in the top 10. You see there on the tower as it scrolls through from 11th to 20th. There's where all your playoff drivers are currently sitting.
That big one definitely hurt a lot of them. But hey, real quick, I want to do something also. I know we made a comment just before the second stage ended there. Everybody out there in the chat, everybody, I want you to put what rank if you and or your either significant other, your family member, whoever it was, I want you to put their rank on, out there in the chat for us. I want to see all of them. And I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of them when they come up.
All right, Circle. Another topic for discussion here as we get back double file. Montesi has swept the stages. He has stayed out front. Does anybody have anything for him here at the end of this race?
Yes. 21 other cars has something for him. Because it's Talladega and you never know what could happen. Any one of these drivers, it doesn't matter what they have underneath them, what car they're in, what team they're in, how well they drive. It doesn't matter. This track equalizes the whole field. Anything can happen.
What's the other thing that you mentioned? I would like to give a big thank you to Grijalva. I know he is in the Army, so thank you for your service, Grijalva.
Oh, what's up?
And hope that you have a great Veterans Day.
To get with Charles and see if we can get some nice paint schemes going for our next race. Hey, I don't want to go off topic here as well and go one more race outside of Talladega because we have a whole stage left to go. It's going to get crazy. But we are at Kentucky next weekend.
Woo, buddy.
I love Kentucky.
Oh, I do too. That's some fun racing there. Pace car makes the soft left turn. It'll make the hard right turn and a little left turn. Man. 47 with a new car. Go get it, dude. I'll get it together one day. You know. Montesi, Higman are going to lead the field back to green flag here. Campbell to the outside of row 2. We've seen him push people like crazy to get them out front. We'll see if he can do it again through the Geico restart zone. They go. And we are green flag once again for the final stage of the round of 12, race 1. Little bit of a gap there from the 14 to the 2. That's going to give the 2 the opportunity to get a big run, but nowhere to go with it. He's going to have to sit in line as the 55 pushes that Dr. Disrespect number 60. Almost clear of the 14. The 2 is going to jump out of line here. He's going to fall to the back. That's going to bring Jorge Rincon up front. And if you can remember who won race 1 on a super speedway in this Beef Jerky Unlimited series, that was
just went to the back.
That was Jorge Rincon. He won the first race of the season at Daytona, so we know he can find his way up front. We know he can win these races, and he's been sitting back and he's been watching. So he's planning his attack for the end of this race, as we're starting to see some 3 wide deeper back in the field right now. We'll see if these lines start to form up front as that top side kind of moves down into the middle lane. 21 jumps out. That's Dario. Bud Shearer right behind, going to give a big shove. Another car jumps out. That middle lane being led right now by Dakota Kramer in the number 41. Sammy Harrell right behind in the 43. Richard Crane behind them. And we're going to go 3 wide early here in stage 3.
This does not surprise me at all. Dario on the outside. Bud Shearer with him. Bud Shearer says, screw it. I'm 4 laps down. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to go take somebody to the front.
Zirkle, let's take this time. If you can touch on Beef Jerky Unlimited for me, because we do have some questions out there in the chat for it.
Oh, BeefJerkyUnlimited.com.
Still waiting on my sample pack, by the way.
Best beef jerky out there. Hands down. Nate, I'll get you your bag, I swear. But Beef Jerky Unlimited, go get you a sample pack. Go get you a 1 pound bag. They have all the way from the mildest of mild to the hottest of hot that you can ever think of. They've got beef, they've got pork, they've got chicken, they've got bacon. I'm trying to think of what else they got. I think that's the only ones they got, but man, oh man, is it the best beef jerky out there. Take it from me. I know the owner of BeefJerkyUnlimited.com. I got me a sample bag, and I got me a 1 pound bag, and I sampled every single one of them, and they are just amazing. And should I say the maple is amazing. BeefJerkyUnlimited.com. Go get you some. Tell them Nate and Zirkle sent you.
And Rich, to answer your question about the promo code, I know they gave one to the drivers in the league that they're sponsoring, but I'm not 100% sure on the rest. If there is one, I will get it out there. Or Zerker will. He stays in touch and races with the Beef Jerky Unlimited guys, which I did want to touch on. It's unfortunate I don't see Doig and Tommy D out here, because they're 2 great drivers on this track.
Well, Tommy D, he's the owner of the BeefJerkyUnlimited.com brand. He actually is a crew member. I believe he works the engine sector of an NHRA team. I believe the driver's last name is Ashley, and they're actually in the hunt for the championship right now this year. So he is putting everything that he has towards that NHRA to get himself a nice little championship, hopefully with that team. So he has been out because of that. And Robert Doig, he's just, I don't know what he's been doing. I think he's just been trying different things. He was doing the oval here like he was doing with us, but I think he's starting to try some dirt or some road stuff. So he's venturing out his little thing here on iRacing to a little bit bigger, broader things than going left.
I do want to point out, while we were talking about our awesome sponsors that we have for the league, we have a new leader, and that is Sammy Harrell, who has made his way up front. Montesi has fallen back to the 5th car in line on the bottom now. And Dario looking to make a move on the middle. 3 wide to the outside. Crane falls in line in front of Bud Shearer. That 36 has damage, so unfortunately that's going to hold up that top line. And we're seeing it happen very closely, but Maurice Burnett's going to jump out of line, leave Dario there by himself with the 24 coming up behind. And we'll see if that 8 can take that top line to the front since he is damage free, got a clean nose. But we're starting to see drivers jump out of that line now as Bud moves to the middle.
Yeah, real quick, Rick. I don't know if you're on a Discord or anything like that. If you want to send me a DM in Discord, I can ask Tommy D if he has a promo code. But if anything, I will have a promo code possibly by next stream. .21's coming with a head of steam with Sturgill right behind him. Bud Shears behind Sturgill and the 55 behind Bud.
.24 to go here at Talladega to decide the first race of the playoffs. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into chat, chatting it up with us, and showing your support. We're just here to put on a show for you. And we enjoy doing so. I have a ton of fun calling these races.
I have a blast up here bringing these races to these fans. Sitting up here in the booth with you. I mean, it's amazing here, this GOAT Racing League. It's come leaps and bounds from when we first did our first race, and these drivers are showing you what they can do.
Richard Holland with the 1 pound bag of sweet and spicy. Man, you're going to get yours before me. And Zirkle told me he was going to get me some beef jerky like 2 months ago.
Month and a half. But still, yes, I will get you.
Sammy Hurrell continues to lead the bottom row as Dario's on the outside. Middle line not formed up right now, but Dario's holding steady, trying to take some air off that bottom side to hold himself up there where he's currently at. Sturgill's got a lot of rear damage, so that's affecting his car being able to get up to the 21. And then you got Bud, who's 4 laps down, and he's just trying to do what he can.
Yeah, we haven't seen it too much this race. You're going to see it now with 22 to go later on in the race as well. But you're going to see the side draft like the 21 is doing here with the 41. What he's doing, he's putting his air that's going around his car onto the 41, going over the rear spoiler and pushing his car down, making him drag his car, and it slows that car down completely, and it's able to get the 21 a little bit faster because he's throwing off some of his air, and he's able to slow down that inside line. That's why you're seeing him out on the outside, still on the second row here on the outside of the 41 of Mr. Kramer here. But it's definitely an art. It's definitely an art form to do the side draft, because if you get too close, you see the net code like we've seen after stage 1, and then all heck breaks loose. But if you do it right, you do put a lot of air on the rear spoiler of the car on the inside and or the outside, whichever one you're going with, and it does slow that car down.
Dario is now all alone on that top side, and as you can see, he's hanging with that second car in line because of what he's doing with what Zirkle just talked about there. You know, I had to go with the hashtag spicy. Oh, of course, Rich. Of course. That's what I want to get. I want to get some of that hot jerky they got, man.
The hottest of the hot, huh? Oh, hey, if Mom, D Zirkle, if you're still out there, shopping with my wife. Go ahead and put in a couple of spicy orders in for me. I think my wife has the login information for that, so throw some spicy in there. That way we don't have to worry about it, and I can get Nate off my back here.
We got Mama Zerk's view.
Oh yeah.
Look at that drag race down the back stretch.
And there's a couple of new players here. Got Richard Crane up front here. You've got the here comes pit stops.
Green flag pit stops are going to start here. Higman, Montesi, Campbell. All those guys are jumping off the pit road. The only 3 so far. That's going to break up the pack here. You can see about 7 cars are now broken away from that scattered backpack that's just kind of hanging out, minding their business. They all got, quite a few of them have some damage, so they're just trying to save fast repairs, things like that. That 21 is running very hard as he's holding very tough with the 19 now pushing him, trying to get him clear of that 43, but I don't even know if he got clear, if he would jump to the bottom, because he knows how fast that top lane can be. They just, unfortunately right now, the 36 in line, he's going to have to get some nose damage repaired to be able to push or be pushed, because I can just tell his car is not, it just doesn't want to get close to the bumper right now.
Yeah, and the only way the top line is going to go to the bottom is if they're going to be doing some green flag pit stops like we've seen some drivers do already. It's the only way they're going to hit the bottom.
And if I had to guess, we'll see these guys in the next 2 to 3 laps here.
Yeah, green flag run was about a 17 and 19 laps here with a full tank of fuel. But your drivers up there in the front, they're using more fuel than the ones back there in the back. Why? Because they're full throttle, 100%. They're not letting out. The guys behind them, they're letting off 75%, 80% throttle. They're not putting everything into the car that they need to, but they're staying with the draft. So they're able to save a little bit of fuel.
We can see this pack that was kind of scattered is all kind of formed to the bottom line now. Running single file, getting ready for those pit stops. They've all caught up to each other. And I'm sure Race Comms is going to be busy here very, very quickly.
Oh, Mama Zerk, shopping's never over with you two. I can swear it. So, y'all need to get back on there. Get the spicy stuff so Nate gets off my back, okay? That's it. That's all I gotta say. Not hear anything.
Leader down to pit road. A whole group of cars. About 10 of them are jumping off here. 41 locks up the tires, about smacks the inside wall, but saves it, gets in line. Holy cow, what a save that was. We see that big group of cars making their way down pit road. Tyler Willard's going to take over your lead right now with Richard Crane right behind. And as it sits, before we do these green flag stops, we got, what is that, 7 playoff drivers now up into the top 10. Hey, nice to hear Zirkle also calling the race. Is an awesome, clean, good driver. And also a big shout out to Holland, another awesome, good, clean driver. Well done. Rick Holland coming in hot.
He was definitely coming in hot. And also the 19, I just heard on the radio, 19 is coming in this time. 19 coming in this time.
Leader on the pit road. Crane dives to the bottom. Hopefully he gets it down to speed in time.
Oh.
Philip Schmitz is going to follow them down pit road. It looks like, we got some contact on pit road as Willard and Crane get into each other. Crane, it looks like he got into the inside wall. He's going to have more damage. That might be a fast repair now. Or he unfortunately he's going to really struggle. Ricky Udding is going to take over the lead here as they made their way down pit road. And I do believe this front group of 5 still has to make their pit stops as well. So that's going to be Ricky Udding. That's going to be Ron Walsh, Charles Van Scoik, Brandon Burkhart, and Aaron Jackson. All still have yet to come to pit road. And I would imagine it's going to have to be this time.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on the radio of them coming this time.
Ron Walsh
Here comes
jumps
Ron
down.
Walsh.
Udding. Yep, the top 5 makes their way down pit road. And that's going to be all your fast lane drivers right there. And that's going to let Cam Dario, if they can get around to the track before these guys get off pit road, they will take over the lead. I would imagine they're going to blend pretty closely together as those 5 come off pit road, because they're already making their way out. And Sammy Harrell, so they're coming out of 4 onto the front stretch. These guys are making their way, so they're going to be a little bit behind, I think, here. But we'll see how quickly they can get up to speed. As you can see the pack there coming behind.
Be interested to see how quick and how long it takes them to get back to this pack right here as they go by them right now.
Unfortunately,
they come blending in. That's the hardest thing to do right now.
I think Charles is going to struggle there with that nose damage, but he may have been able to grab the draft, and he may just hang on there. But it looks like I might lose it.
Ricky may be able to get the draft here.
Come on, Charles.
Yeah, Charles.
Grab hold.
Charles is going to lose it, I believe.
He might get some help from the teammates up ahead. If they lag back just a little, he might be able to pick up that draft, but we'll see what they do. It's like Ron Walsh might be trying to give a little bit of help here. So I think Charles is going to be all right. It looks like he's going to be good. Cam Dario, Jorge Rincon, Joseph Grijalva, and Dakota Kramer, your top 4. And Dario, your leader.
I think he was on the cusp of just barely sniffing that draft off of this big pack, but it looks like he's getting closer and closer now, so I think he's good.
I think he thankfully had a little bit of help there from Ron, as Ron gave a few carlings back from the pack ahead of him, and I think he was able to pick him up. Can't say for sure if that's what he was doing, but it looked like it, and it's a good thing there for the teammates.
Don't look now, but your Daytona winner is right behind that 21 of Duro.
And your 2-stage winners, your 2-stage winner of the race, who swept the stages, Montesi, outside line. He's about to be out front.
Quick. You know, Nate, they're coming to 10 to go here, and I think I'm gonna start something different. Here for, since Richard Holland is out here in the chat.
No!
21.
Dario gets knocked out. Back up on the track. He's going to lose the draft. Oh, that was a rough move there.
That happened at the most interesting time because we're 10 to go. For Richard Holland out there in the chat, it is spicy time.
Not sure exactly what happened there, and I don't want to go away from the action we're seeing right now. I know the 14 was trying to come down, and there was some cars it's just trying to switch lanes, and unfortunately I think the 21 and someone got into each other, and the 28 gets turned.
Oh,
8 involved. Van Scoik might have squeaked by.
Unfortunate there for the Daytona winner, Jorge Rincon.
Oh boy. So I think this one's gonna happen right there. Yep.
47.
So I want to see. I think this is one we're gonna have to ride here. So good bump. 28 just got loose. He hit that first bump and it got loose, and then he was still there. Looks like Grijalva was able to keep her pretty much clean though. Get out of the grass, get back on track, and gather it up. but I do want to go back, get a different view here. I want to see who else was involved with this, because I know Charles was very, very close. He's going to see the wreck up here. He probably can't see anything till now. And gets a little left front and a little right front.
Oof.
I don't think he's used his fast repair yet, though. So he's all right.
Knowing Charles, he probably hasn't for this reason. But
Out.
you know what? Richard Holland, I am so glad that you are not a commentator right now, because you called with 7 laps in. Man, they're going very light, right now. And then all of a sudden, what happens? They go 3 wide, didn't they, Nate? And they were going crazy. Now he says, you know what? I'm going to call 47 for the win.
I'm just glad it's not on us this time.
The 47 caused the wreck.
Rich, I appreciate you taking the blame out there.
Richard, I need you for every race that we are in, because it takes all the heat off on both me and Nate calling.
Yeah, I'll miss you, says.
Oh, goodness. I just think that's funny.
So we should restart with 5 or 6 left in the race, which is going to give the opportunity for a green-white checkered still at the end. So I would assume this restart's going to be crazy.
It ain't going to be crazy. It ain't going to be fun.
Let's ask Rich. Rich, how's this restart going to go? You let me know.
You know what he's going to say. He's going to say hashtags. That's it. Oh, goodness.
Looks like we might see the 47 come down pit road, riding on the apron there. Gonna check his damage. I would assume. Gonna make sure that car's good to go. Or it could be cooling off tires. Either way, we'll find out soon enough.
There's his answer. It's gonna be hashtag spicy beyond all belief.
Everyone is in yeet mode. I believe it. It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. We still see a lot of our playoff drivers outside the top 10. Yes.
Did I hear a yeet?
Nobody came down pit road to check on damage that I have seen so far. I would assume pit road was open there, so they're going to take what they've got. Grijalva wants to hang on to track position. And Zirkle, if you're trying to look for sound alerts, don't bother. They don't work.
Oh, I was going to play my yeet. I heard a yeet out there.
We will have green-white checkered. I feel it. I feel that as well. Double file going to be 6 to go at the green flag. You're going to have Montesi up front with Sammy Hurrell to the outside. Campbell, Kramer, row 2. Row 3 is going to be Sturgill and Higman. Row 4, Grijalva and Ramsdale, Udding and Burkhart. In row 5. And you're going to have Aaron Jackson, Ron Walsh. Row 6. Row 7 is going to be Van Scoyk, Rincon. Row 8, Scott and Cook. Schmitz and Dario will be in row 9. Row 10 will be Crane and Willard. And then row 11, you will have Burnett and Bud Shearer.
Nate, you don't like me anymore, do you?
Why?
Took my sound alerts away.
They don't work. I didn't take them away. They just don't work.
You took them away. You don't like me anymore.
Yep, you're right.
See how it is.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
But you know what? I don't care, because I've got goosebumps starting to form. We are coming to green this time by at Talladega. It's going to be 6 to go. It's going to be jailbreak, all out. Everybody's gonna give everything.
It's definitely going to be intense, and I'm on the same page as Holland here. I feel like we're going to have a green white checkered. Everybody's going to be in yeet mode. It's going to be hashtag spicy, all of the above. And we're about to find out as that pace car makes the left-hand turn onto pit road, and Harrell and Montesi bring you to the Geico restart zone. And we're going to fire these cars back up. We're going to get them wound up. And we're going to try to make it to the white flag and then to the checkered.
Oh, the anticipation.
Friends and teammates go out the window. If I'm a playoff driver, all I want to do right now is get to the front and win this dang thing. 55 giving a huge shove to the 14. That could be dangerous if they get too far out there. No help from behind from the 24 just yet. Trying to make his way back up there. 47 trying to give him a shove up there. Harrell and Kramer to the outside. Hickman behind. We'll see what they've got for that bottom line.
It don't matter how hot your engine's going to be right now. You are going to stay behind that car and stay locked on and push him until you can't go anymore.
Dakota Kramer gets out of line. Harrell was able to get around the 14, drop to the bottom, but here comes Hickman to the outside. Montesi looking in the middle. 3 wide for the lead here, coming to the start-finish line, and 5 to go. Grijalva in the mix, pushing the 14. Oh, he almost touches doors with the 43. They actually do touch. Oh. Burkhardt almost into the wall. Holy cow.
Wow, that was crazy. Front stretch mania.
Harrell jumps to the outside, looking to get the lead back. He's going to try to take a little air off. Grijalva behind. Harrell, no help just yet, but here comes Grijalva to give the shove to the outside. We've still got Hickman leading that top line with Dakota Kramer and Burkhardt behind. I expect to see that line make its way up here shortly. Glenn Campbell, Montesi been together the whole race, and they've shown what they can do through 2 stages, winning both of them for Montesi. But Grijalva is pushing Harrell, trying to get him out front.
4 to go. 3 wide, 3rd row on back.
Can a playoff driver lock themselves into the playoffs? Will we have an outside driver win the race? Oh, man.
You got good odds of that. Montesi, Campbell, Grijalva, and Sturgill, your outside drivers outside of the playoffs that are up there, top 4. They've settled down to 2 wide. I say settled down because they're still going crazy out here. The 47 of Grijalva right behind the 43 of Harrell. The 55 and the 14. Those just locked on. Here comes Harrell taking the lead here. 3 to go.
Richard Holland, this is great racing. I would agree. It's awesome to call. These drivers are doing a hell of a job out here. Grijalva looking, nope, he's going to get back in line. Almost looked to make it 3 wide. He's got help behind, it looked like, because Ramsdale was looking to the outside within the bottom line, getting a little unorganized. But Montesi and Campbell still staying out front. Grijalva still trying to get that 43 to the front. But he almost dove to the middle because Harrell moved up just a little bit. Dario still leading that top line, trying to get himself back up here because he knows he's got a car that can win. And they come through the tri-oval. We're going to get 2 to go here. Can they make it to the white flag?
Ramsdale's peeking to the outside, just seeing if Dario is going to get up there to him and be able to push him up there. But he's still staying on that top line right behind Grijalva. There he goes, out to the outside of Dario, right in front of him.
And here comes the 3 wide. Will they make it to the white flag, or are we going to have a green-white checkered? We will find out. Probably down this backstretch. 2 cars below the yellow. Get back in line. No issue there. 3 wide. Drag race for the lead as that top line, and Dario is shoved the 97 all the way up to the front. Coming out of turn 4 to the front stretch. White flag will wave here. And it looks like Ramsdale has the edge for the moment. And they turn.
Oh, oh no! Hooray!
Caution is out. Caution right
Montezzi.
before. We will have a green-white checkered right before the start-finish caution flag wave.
Oh. Jorge Rincon. Aaron Jackson's in this one. Sturgill's in this one.
Harrell, Grijalva,
Harrell.
Sturgill. You already said that one. Yeah. Oh, man. Right before the start-finish. Holy cow.
The 41 here.
Oh, man. So,
Bad push.
yeah, he just gets... Dario moves up just a little bit, and the 41 is not centered right there. And then the caution waves right now.
Yeah, back that up a little bit. Let's back that up real quick.
Oh. I need somebody on the outside. I want to see...
So watch...
Hold on.
Sorry, watch Dario here trying to push Ramsdale, the 97 here. You see him kind of, wobble a bit. He gets loose. He's going to hit right here. He gets loose. Now he's going to go low at 41 just to get back in line, and the 41's got too much of a run to even notice what's going on.
Dude, I'm pretty sure the entire field was involved, except for maybe Schmitz. I think he snuck by on the top.
No, I think I see about 4 or 5 drivers that didn't get
One thing I do want to see
all on the outside.
I want to go slow motion here. If I can. Nope, not that. Nope, go back. Dang it. But I want to see this light and see when it turns yellow. Right there.
Oh, he's past it. He went right past it.
The lights when we were live turned right before. And I think that light just has a slight delay because the flag had waved and been called right here, and then the light turned. So it was literally probably 2 feet before the line.
So close.
Ramsdale almost, well, they would have had to race it out. And Burkhart probably has the better car at that point, damage-wise. Oh, man. I don't even know what to think. Ton of cars on pit road fixing damage. See if we can get the other view here. Look at the 2. No more fast repair. Oh, man.
I don't know about you, Nate, but I still got the goosebumps going on with that 3 wide racing like we've seen for 5 laps constant. That was crazy. And to only have this go green, white, checkered with 2 feet to the line. Ramsdale is probably kicking himself right now and just going crazy on his radio to NASCAR, to his crew, saying, give me that 2 feet. I want that white flag. I want this win because he is one of your playoff drivers.
I was trying to watch it as that wreck started to come out. Right before they were getting ready to cross the line, the banner in the top left started to go white along with the little light that shows up there. And then right before he got across the start finish, it turned yellow. It was literally feet, maybe inches. He was away from drag race on the 83 for the win, because they would have had to go all the way around, because iRacing won't end the race on the last lap there with the caution.
No, and what's going to really be interesting here, because you see 2 modified type cars, no front bumpers on these cars of Ron Walsh
back bumper.
and Hickman. It looks like there's not even a rear bumper to Ron Walsh's car, but it's going to be interesting to see.
Look who saved his fast repair.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see who is
SpongeBob.
actually
You can
now
see
in
SpongeBob.
this race.
I can see SpongeBob in there.
Not. That's funny.
Clean
We'll
car
have to
for
see
Schmitz. Clean car
when they
for
double
Willard.
up here, we'll have to see who is all in this race and who isn't.
Did 23 get a fast repair? Yes, he did. He has a good chance.
Yep.
And the 18. Oh, where is the 18? Wait, who's the 18? You talking about the 11?
19, he says. Sorry.
Sorry, the 19. Yeah. Willard, clean car. Let's just run through here real quick. Damage car. Damaged car.
Damage.
Badly damaged car. Damaged. Badly damaged. Van Scoik, clean. Schmitz, clean. 19 clean. Sturgill, clean. 12 clean. All your clean cars are back here. Which could be an advantage for them once they get around these slow damage cars, because the two in front of them are going to have such a big run. They're going to just fly by them if they're together. The only thing they have to worry about at this point is if that yellow flag waves, because it will end the race now, because we only have one green-white checkered attempt.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's really under power here, because you haven't had him go around the track at, I'd say, top speed just to try to get up to that pace car. So it'll be interesting to see if Schmitz and or Charles Van Scoik, which I told you, don't be sleeping on this 23, if they can get up and get through this traffic quicker than the other, and that possibly will be your winner if they're able to get through this.
And with what Holland said here, there's gonna be a bad checkup, and that's what scares me on this restart. Is there's gonna be a bad checkup and there's gonna be a wreck and it's gonna end the race. Because my only thing is this race has been so good, I would hate for it to end that way.
Yeah, Burkhart and Walsh, they're just trying to see if they can, get something out of this race.
Pace car is off.
Burkhart.
Into the Geico restart zone we go. 97 going to lead him. 48 laying back just a little bit because he's got the damage. Not too bad of a restart. Charles Van Scoik on the outside there. He's going to try to shove that 28 and get up to the front here. It's going to be, I think, about a 6-car race unless these guys behind can get going.
Whoa.
Hickman
60 is right up in from the 19.
Yeah, Hickman moved up in front of the 19 there. Down the backstretch we go. 83 of Burkhart has made his way in front of Ramsdale, so he leads this race. Van Scoik looking to the outside, trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. But that's going to be Rincon. Gets down in front of the 83. Van Scoik all the way down the track to the lead. He's now up in the middle, trying to work every lane and keep everybody behind him that he can. Burkhart, we know, is going to be on a mission. He's good here. He wants to win. Aaron Jackson to the outside, getting pushed from Harrell. White flag is going to wave here as long as we make it. They're 4 wide in the middle.
14.
White flag was taken. We got to race it out.
I think the 14 stuck his nose somewhere where it shouldn't have been. It was not much of a spot there, but here comes Charles Van Scoik with
moving
behind him,
trying to block the 83. He's going to do everything he can to keep the 83 behind. If I'm the 83, I just shove him now, and we race on the front stretch.
Aaron Jackson right behind him, trying to keep Kramer, the 41, from getting around him, but he didn't do very well. He's on the outside of him.
23, 83 coming through the tri-oval. 83 staying in line. 12 jumps below the yellow. 23 and the 83 touch to the line. Van Scoik gets the win. Aaron Jackson third, and Burkhart finishes second. Just ahead of Kramer there after the line. A little bit of contact, but
It's coming to the line.
Nobody cares about that. Burkhart's going to be happy either way. Got a second place finish. We know he'll probably be a little bit disappointed he didn't get one more spot, but second place and third place for Burkhart and Jackson. That's going to be huge for the playoff points. And Van Scoik locks himself into the round of 8. So we just got to do this little thing here. And that should update and show us a green number for Van Scoik.
Nice show, guys. Congrats to 23. Great broadcast. I'm off to work. All right, Richard Holland. Have a good one, buddy.
Have a good one at work, Rich. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying for the whole stream, man. Much appreciated. And I will see you tomorrow night in our race. You better burn it down, Chuck. That's all I'm saying. He saved the fast repair. He saved it, and look where it got him.
Turn it down, Charles. You deserve it. All right. Well, he is up here in our waiting room. Nate, if you're ready, I'm going to bring him in.
Do it to it.
All right. There is your leader and winner, Charles Van Scoik, of the Talladega race here for the G.O.A.T Racing Beef Jerky Unlimited. Congratulations, Charles. You finally won one of these things.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I finally survived the super speedway. It was got in 2 of the incidents. I had a packet loss, had to join back in, and this is the one I somehow pull out with more probably adversity than I've ever ever had in any of the previous ones, which I've had many.
Yeah, man, you did exactly what you needed to do. You had your incidents earlier, and we seen you back there in the back. We seen you one down, but you got that caution to get you back on the lead lap, and it just seemed like you were just waiting for something. And we now know what you were waiting on. And with that fast repair, you were able to get past everybody that had gotten into that big one, as we said, the second big one that we've seen today. Kind of take us through this race. I know it was crazy and it was hectic here at Talladega, but take us through it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, was running with the teammates at Fastlane. We stayed in the back. We coordinated our pit stops. We, you know, had the plan for all 5 of us to be there. We finished top 3. But the biggest thing was just trying to avoid the wrecks. That last one, man, I want to go back to my in-car because, I mean, I dove and probably dodged about 18, 16 cars. And then once I came up and realized, I looked at the restart, everyone had damage, missing hoods. And, you know, me and Aaron and Brandon had decent cars up front. And, you know, we were able to work together and finish 1, 2, 3.
Well, you definitely had your Wheaties today, and you took it home for SpongeBob for the in-car.
Well,
Nate,
don't mention that to Brandon. I changed my paint scheme because he's tired of seeing the sponge. So.
Well, we got it all on stream. You're good.
I mean, the sponge is still there. We stared at SpongeBob in the car the whole race.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change the fire suit and the helmet, but yeah, and my pit crew is all in SpongeBob attire. But
yeah, Charles, hell of a race, man. It was fun to watch. Everybody did a great job. There were a couple incidents where it was just, you know, people getting loose off of a bump or whatever it may have been, but overall, heck of a race for the league, heck of a race for you. Congratulations from a broadcaster and a teammate. I mean, it was a great drive, man. That's all I really got. It was fun to watch.
I probably appreciate it. I hope it was easy to broadcast, and I hope it was a good show. Like I said, it's appreciate the guys. You know, you as my teammate, you guys as the broadcasters, but the Fastlane guys, you know, with their knowledge helping me out. I know it's a super speedway; it doesn't take much, but some of the stuff they talk about and advise on, I wouldn't even think of. So it was nice to have a little help and reassurance, especially in those. It's probably the least anxious I've ever been on the last 2 laps of a super speedway, because I knew I had 2 guys behind me that, you know, were gonna either push me or at least do it cleanly to pass me.
Yes, sir. Charles, this is your time. Go ahead and give us the rest of your shout outs. I know you got a lot of sponsors out there.
Yeah, I'll run through them real quick. Obviously, you guys at Skull Key Esports, you guys do a good job. Hopefully, I already talked to you, keeping you for seasons to come. Obviously, my teammate, Fastlane Brandon, Ricky, Aaron, Ron, and then Dakota and I think John. He hasn't been racing that much, but yeah, and the sponsors, Diecast by Bobby, Beef Jerky Unlimited, who does this series exclusively. Jack's Racing Collectibles, W MDR Designs, who does my cool schemes, the SpongeBob. Probably missing a couple. AdminBoxx, but hopefully future endeavors with Sim 500, which will be coming. Some of those guys are racing tonight. I hope they enjoyed it, raced really well, and like I said, man, it's nice to lock in, and I don't have to worry about even though I'm pretty good, or at least I think, in my own mind. Where are we at next week?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I mean it's gonna be fun to go in there with no pressure, basically, and just have fun and race, and if I get wrecked, not care, and just actually just enjoy running and with no pressure. So yeah, it should be fun, and look forward to next week.
All right, everybody. Again, congratulations, Charles Van Scoik, on the win today and locking yourself into these playoffs. Good luck the rest of the way here, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the booth.
Hopefully.
All right, looks like Brandon Burkhardt just joined us here in the waiting room. We're going to bring him on in with Brandon Burkhardt here. Welcome to the booth. Congratulations on your second place finish. You had a pretty damaged car out there, but you were able to keep it here in second place. Tell us how you did it.
Did it look damaged to you guys? I didn't have any.
Right rear did.
Oh, okay. I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
I had every intention of pitting and using, because I still had a fast repair and using it there. But we were waiting on the 14 to catch up the field and pass. I'm not going to get black flagged for that. And then unfortunately, a lot of other guys just drove in the pits without making sure they're where they needed to be and got black flagged. So I didn't end up getting a chance to get it fixed. I seen Jeff was a lot worse than off than I was on the restart. So I figured if I could just get in front of him before, the inside line crumpled up, but they actually held it together half decent. And then Charles came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so I made a comment earlier in the race here. There's two strategies. One, you went for it and stayed up front. Two, you went to the back. What was your strategy coming into this race?
That's pretty normal for me at super speedways. I've done pretty good all year in all the different cars we run, but it's putting people in a position to kind of race and hold their line and see where they're going to be. I mean, I know where most of them are at skill-wise with that because we're late in the year, but pressuring people to race early can cause them to make some decisions they don't want to make usually, and force them to take that quick repair if they want to do things they shouldn't do, which makes it easier for me at the end of the race because they don't have that to fall back on. So I'll push and try to stay up front in the beginning and get the stage points, and then when it's the last stage, usually people are more aggressive towards the end of the race, so I want to stay in the back and slowly work my way up so I still have that fast repair if I want to use it. I don't usually try to race in the front, the entire time, and the runs were just dying because people were serpentining so bad. You'd have one car move to the right of one to not hit him in the bumper. That causes the car behind him to move to the right instead of them all just controlling their throttle input and staying where they're at. So there wasn't a lot of places to go, and I didn't feel real comfortable making it 4 wide with some of the lines we had.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of snaking going on down the back stretch and through the front stretch and things. And, to the people at home watching this, if they're still watching right now, it's hard to do inside these race cars to stay behind and be and draft like we do here at Talladega and Daytona. But it doesn't look that hard as you're watching it, like on this stream and thing. It is really, really hard to do. And you guys did a phenomenal job there at the end, going 3 wide all the way back through the field with 2 feet to get to the white flag there at the end.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought maybe we got it, and we didn't. I've seen that happen a couple times in other races where it's turned white and then flipped to yellow real quick, even after the line. But yeah, that being said, it's hard because you can only control your car. So, where like my teammate Ricky moved off that front line and tried to move up in front of me, I'm, letting out of the gas to slowly meet him. Well, Bud behind me is in the Great White North. I'm not sure he realized that Rookie was there, and I was basically in a mine cart, just getting slid into him. If you don't have the cooperation from the car behind you, or they don't know exactly what you're doing, it's you really can't move in front or start a new line or anything, because even just moving lanes, the guy behind you, when you move lane and scrub speed off, if he's right there, you're going to get wrecked. So I mean, it's hard when you got people on different strategies or look at it a different way. There's a lot of guys that look at it as, their car's where it is and they don't care where other people's car is. And I try not to work with them too often.
Yeah, man, for sure. Nate, you got anything here for our second place finisher?
No, it's good to see Charles live through a super speedway. That was cool. You don't have to send anybody diecast this week and keep one. I'm glad to see Aaron make it up. It sucks that that we got into Ricky there when he moved up the line. But I mean, there's nothing. I couldn't do anything. We were going so much faster, and Team Canada was behind me, pushing my rear tires through me. So it sucks that he got taken out, and sucks that Ron ran out of gas. But I think we got one more race in this round.
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky. So
yeah,
I had a lot of laps there in a while.
Yeah. Brandon, congrats on your P2 finish, man. It's always fun to watch you here at the Super Speedways. Go ahead and give us your shout outs.
Thanks. I'm glad it finally happened. You guys are doing the broadcast as much as possible. I wish you were able to do the ones you were racing in. Maybe we'll figure that out one day. Get you a GoPro or something. But everybody on the team worked good together. Suck didn't work out for everybody. It was amazing to see the whole field make it through green flag pit stops. I mean, that we might as well have seen a unicorn running down the backstretch. So that was cool that happened. So basically a good job by the usuals. We got some new people getting in the league here last second that I have no idea, who they know or how they race. So it's going to make the rest of the playoffs interesting. But hopefully we can hang on.
Yeah, man. All right, everybody. That was your second place finisher, Brandon Burkhart. Congratulations on your second place finish here, and good luck in the rest of the season. You got Kentucky next week, so we'll be hopefully talking to y'all in the broadcast again next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All righty, and then we were going to go ahead and talk to our third place finisher, Mr. Aaron Jackson. Congratulations on the P3 here in this hectic Talladega race that we just saw. And man, what a race we just seen.
Yeah, just hanging around long enough to be there at the end. And luckily the crash happened behind me and not in front of me.
Yeah, so I made a comment earlier in this race that there was two different strategies to this race. You either went up front and tried to stay up front, or you went to the back and just rid back there and you waited. What was your
Rid?
What? Yeah, well, you're rubbing off on me.
You got a new word for me today. You just rid in the back.
I just ran in the back. Anyway, what was your guys' strategy going into this race?
Well, we tried to run somewhat as a team there, and I ran in the back the first stage. Didn't really worry about much, just getting through that first stage. Second stage, I wanted to get some stage points because I need to kind of get some points. I'm not going to be here next week for the race, so I needed to make sure I could make the cut with missing a race. And then third stage, it was started out riding in the back until we got through our pit cycle, which we tried to pit off of everybody else. The 5 of us did, which worked out. And then we had the caution, and from there it was just try to get to the front at that point. And on the last restart, it was try to get the front as fast as you can in case the caution comes out on the first lap before you take the white flag, because you don't get a second chance.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? To my defense, Nate, you couldn't figure out if the pace car was going to go left or right or wherever it was going to go earlier. So anyway, Aaron Jackson, congratulations on a P3. Nate, do you have anything here for Aaron?
Just a big congratulations, and like you said, I think you're going to be safe with the points that you gathered there, because you got plenty of drivers behind
with
you.
The points and getting the season championship points, getting enough playoff points coming in, I think I'll be all right. Make it to the next round.
I know Ron will still probably be pretty safe with the points that he had, but I would assume we'll see him go out and run pretty well at Kentucky and seal his way on. It was a good day for Fastlane. You guys ran well. It was fun to watch. There was, I'll tell you right now, my favorite part of that stream is going to be the last 5 laps. I know we were about, I don't know, a foot away from the start finish or right at it when that caution came out. But the show that you guys were putting on for that last 5 laps, 3 wide, the whole field, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, they ran 3 wide better than I thought it was going to be. We had some new guys, so not quite sure how they're going to race. You know, not racing with them before, but everybody ran pretty well. So it came out good.
Yep. Once again, congrats on your P2. This is your time. Give us your shout outs.
Of course, Fast Lane, you know, Ron, Ricky, John, Brandon, Dakota, and Charles, and my parents that are always watching. Charles for putting on the league, all the sponsors that he's got. I can't begin to name all of them at this point. And, you know, just the fun that we have and enjoy that he puts a lot of money and work into making this league good for us.
All right, everybody, that's your P3 finisher for today. Again, congratulations on the P3 and good luck the rest of the season. Like you said, you won't be here for next weekend, so you know, sad face emoji on that. But hey, we'll be rating for you in the next one. All right.
Well, I was going to run with mouse and keyboard, but I didn't think they'd like that very well.
All right, man. Congratulations again, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, thanks, man.
I do want to run down through the finishing standings real quick because I don't think it's going to let me pop up the results because it's not been working. But your winner, once again, his face is on the screen. That's Charles Van Scoik. He's going to lock himself into the round of 8. A couple other playoff drivers up front in the top 3 are going to have good points days that are going to help them seal their deal as well. It's going to be Brandon Burkhart in 2nd, Aaron Jackson in 3rd. Dakota Kramer's going to come home 4th, followed by John Higman Jr. in 5th. 6th will be Cody Sturgill, Jeff Ramsdale, another playoff driver in 7th. 8th place will be the 19 of Tyler Willard. And then 9th and 10th are going to be a couple more playoff drivers. Maurice Burnett in 9th, Philip Schmitz in 10th. Jorge Rincon is going to be 11th, 12th, Mike Montesi. Richard Crane, 13th. Cameron Dario, 14th. 15th is going to be Samuel Harrell. 16th, David Scott. 17th, Ron Walsh. Ryan D. Cook in 18th. Bud Shear, 19th. Was stuck a few laps down for that race, but able to make up a couple spots with the wrecks that happened. Glenn Campbell will end up 20th, followed by Grijalva. Unfortunate finish for him. Ran good throughout the race in the 47. He'll be 21st. Ricky Utting, unfortunately, a playoff driver is going to have a rough go here in the first race, and is definitely going to have some ground to make up going into Kentucky next week at that cutoff race. Zirkle, I think we've talked a lot today. Give me your final thoughts.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still trying to get my, heart to go back to normal rhythm here after those last 5 laps. Even with the green white checker there at the end. I mean, it was interesting to see how they were able to get through there, but it never fails here at Talladega. It gives you great racing, no matter what stage you're in. But it's always that last stage, those last 5 laps, that last lap. You never know what's going to happen. And like you asked earlier, who do you pick to win this thing? And I asked you, do you have a hat? Because it doesn't matter who wins this, who's even in it. If you're in this race and you've qualified for it, you have a chance to win.
Yes, sir. And as we have mentioned before, next week, it is next week, right? We don't have a off week.
Nope, next week, Kentucky.
So next week they will be at Kentucky. That will be a cutoff race. We'll see how the points fall after this one. Some of the drivers that are going to be sitting better, obviously Van Scoy because he's locked in. Burkhart Jackson will be sitting well. Ramsdale should be sitting pretty good. Burnett and Schmitz, top 10. So that's going to give them a few of them some good points days. And definitely a big race for Burnett there, as he was I think he was one of the ones that was 3 below the cut line going into this one. So definitely going to benefit from that 9th place finish. Can't remember off the top of my head if he had stage points. He might have been in the mix one of those stages. But yeah, we'll be at Kentucky next week. We'll see if a new driver can lock their way in. We'll see if Charles can take 2 in a row or if we'll have an outside winner, and it'll all come down to points. But with that being said, once again, we want to thank all our veterans. Hope everyone has a great day tomorrow on Veterans Day. Make sure you do thank your veterans when you see them. Yeah.
And go get your beef jerky. BeefJerkyUnlimited.com. Go get you some.
Get yourself some BeefJerkyUnlimited.com. Check out AdminBoxx, another sponsor for the series. Jack's Racing Collectibles, diecast by Bobby Dubby, Global Strategy Team, all kinds of sponsors for the GOAT Racing League out there. Reach out to Charles Van Scoik if you have questions on any of them. If it's something you're interested in, you can reach out to Zirkle and myself as well. And we will tell you everything you can. If you have questions, you can order yourself some beef jerky, all that good stuff. But we're going to wrap it up here, folks. We'll be back next Thursday for the GOAT Racing League Beef Jerky Unlimited Series at Kentucky for the cutoff race. Have a good Veterans Day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week.
Later.